There's nothing worse than getting to know a woman who seems to really like you. The chemistry is there, the talks are deep, and you're both enjoying each other's company. Then, out of the blue, she starts pulling away. She's distant and slow to respond. You start to question everything. What did you say or do? You play back every interaction looking for clues, trying to make sense of it. Today I'm going to explain why women pull away just when things seem to be going well, and more importantly, I'm going to show you how to respond with the calmness and certainty of a Stoic, how to keep your cool, keep your peace, and keep your value no matter what. This isn't about chasing, begging, or trying to win her back. It's about being clear. Self-respect and controlling your emotions, the real signs of a man who knows what he's worth. First, let's look at the comfort. When everything seems to be going well, some women get uncomfortable. This is because comfort can mean losing their independence, and they may be afraid that they're losing who they are in the relationship. It might not make sense at first. You're being kind, consistent, emotionally open, and everything seems to be going well, but then she pulls away, becomes distant, and is less responsive. You start to doubt everything. There are a lot of things men miss when they're with a woman. When things start to feel really good, they can stir up something deep inside her. This is especially true for women who have been hurt before or who have had to rely on themselves for mental survival. Good doesn't feel like safety. It feels like risk, the risk of relying on someone, of being weak, and of losing control. And when someone feels like they're losing control, their reaction is to pull back to protect themselves before they go too far. Imagine you're on a calm boat ride. It's quiet, the sky is clear, and the water is still. But if you've been through storms before, the calm might make you nervous. You might wonder if something bad is about to happen, or if this is too calm and perfect. That's how she might feel. The peace you bring may remind her of a peace that didn't last before. This is why Stoicism is good for guys. A Stoic man knows that people are affected by their own stories and not always by the present moment. He doesn't freak out when the energy changes, and he doesn't try to fix things that aren't his to fix. Instead, he stays grounded and steady. Epictetus said, "It's not things that bother us, but our judgments about them." When she pulls away, the Stoic doesn't make it about him. He doesn't get anxious or try to get close to her. He gives her room not to trick her into coming back, but because he knows that holding on will only make her fears worse. As long as you show up with strength, patience, and self-respect, you don't have to make sure everything is right. Let her know that you are stable and not easily upset. She might be afraid of losing herself in the relationship, but what she really wants is to feel safe enough to be herself with you. And that kind of safety comes from your grounded presence, not from constant reassurance. So if she pulls away when things are going well, don't chase her. Just watch, don't react, and stay steady. Keep your cool and let her come back on her own terms. If she wants to, she will, and if she doesn't, you haven't lost anything. You've just been true to yourself. Fear of being open and hurt. As her feelings grow, so does her fear of getting hurt. She may feel open, unsure, or overwhelmed by her own emotions, and when those emotions get too strong, she may feel like she can't handle anything. Pulling away can become a shield, a way to breathe, and a way to protect herself from the possibility of heartbreak before it even happens. It's not always about you, it's about what the closeness triggers in her. Maybe she's been hurt in the past, or maybe she's never felt this kind of connection before and doesn't know how to hold it. Sometimes love feels safer at a distance, but here's the Stoic truth. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations that uncertainty is a test of presence. Instead of panicking in the face of uncertainty, you should observe it, learn from it, and sit with it, even if it's uncomfortable. As a man, your power lies not in trying to fix her feelings or chasing after her when she pulls away, but in standing firm in your own. You let her feel what she needs to feel. You don't guilt-trip her, press her, or fold. You stay grounded, not passive, and that way you give her the space to face her fear without adding more pressure. She's not always pulling away because things are too good. When that happens, it's not your job to try to convince her. It's your job to keep living with strength. You should be calm and clear-headed so that your actions show that being close doesn't always mean chaos. If she's ready, she'll come closer. And if she's not, you'll know that you treated yourself and her journey with respect and stillness, just like a true Stoic would. Now, I want you to think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where someone pulled away, not because things were bad, but because they were almost too good? How did you handle it? How did you react when the distance felt personal? I'd love to hear your thoughts and stories. Send a message below, or if you don't have much to say, leave this short line. I stay grounded, your journey is important, and your thoughts might help someone else on a similar road. The loss of polarity. When a man becomes too soft or emotionally dependent, the polarity fades. What used to be magnetic starts to feel neutral, and you go from being the man who stirred something deep inside her to just another person who's emotionally available. 24 hours are always looking for support. Without even realizing it, you start to feel more like a friend than a presence. The tension, the mystery, the command all melt away, but that doesn't make you want them more. Instead, it makes you feel safe without excitement, respected without longing. People who are stoic know the difference. They don't give in to other people's feelings or lose their center when they see someone else having a bad day. They keep their cool, not to control the situation, but to keep others safe. They are calm, not cold, strong, or distant, not in quiet, but in peace. That's a different kind of strength, one that doesn't need to constantly prove love through overexposure, because attraction is born in space, polarity, and presence. You don't keep a woman's heart by becoming everything to her. You keep it by being fully yourself next to her. You lead with grounded energy instead of emotional dependence, as Marcus Aurelius wrote. You have control over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find the strength she needs to feel your strength not in how loudly you love, but in how deeply you don't let fear or rejection affect you. You don't have to be tough, but you do need to be solid, because real masculine energy doesn't overpower, it anchors, and that's what she really wants to feel when she lets herself get close. Tests of depth. She pulls away sometimes to see how you'll react, not mentally, but emotionally. It's not always a planned move, it's more like a subtle test of your own mind. Her feelings may be mixed, her past may be whispering doubts, or her heart may be afraid of moving too quickly. So she pulls away, not to hurt you, but to feel out the energy. Will you panic? Will you chase? Will you lose your cool? Or will you stay the calm in the storm? That's when your true strength as a man is shown. When everything seems uncertain, can you still hold your posture? Can you stay calm without giving in to insecurity or overstating your confidence? Epictetus said it best. It's not what happens to you that counts, but how you react to it. This is true in relationships and in all of life's other problems. Your response shows not only how you feel about her, but also how you feel about yourself. When she pulls away, being able to stand still, calm, and present shows her how deep you are. It tells her that your world doesn't fall apart just because someone needs space, that you're not here to cling, that you're here to connect, but only with someone who's ready. Being stoic doesn't mean becoming emotionally numb. It means becoming emotionally sovereign, which means being aware of your emotions but not letting them control you. You don't try to force clarity in the fog. Instead, you wait for the winds to change. You observe and adapt, but you don't lose your center. And the truth is that when you respond with that much strength, many women feel safer because they start to realize, this man doesn't need me to control his emotions. He's solid with or without me. When she pulls away, don't rush in. Instead, lean back, breathe, and let your stillness do the talking. Now I want you to think about how you usually react when she pulls away. Are you able to stay grounded, or do you feel the need to chase and over-explain? Your reaction says a lot, not just to her, but to yourself as well. Leave a comment with your thoughts, experiences, or lessons you've learned along the way. And if you feel this message, just drop this phrase in the comments. Stillness is my strength. I'd love to see how many of you are embracing that calm, collected energy. The view of the mirror. Your mental control could bring out her own chaos. For some women, your calm could make her look confused, and that's not because they haven't done anything wrong, but because your stillness shows the noise they haven't dealt with. Your grounded energy becomes a mirror. While you're calm, focused, and emotionally stable, she may be dealing with doubts, fears, or unresolved wounds, and in contrast, she may start to feel uneasy. That's when the tests come in, the distance, the mood changes, the passive withdrawal. What's important is that you don't get swept up in her emotions. Instead, you become the center. Don't match her energy. Instead, you set the tone. That's how a man who knows his worth stands out. His presence, not pressure, makes him a leader. He doesn't raise his voice to be heard or get angry just because someone else is. In everything they did, the Stoics taught that power wasn't about dominance, but about mastery. Epictetus didn't tell us to hide our feelings. He told us to control them and not let the outside world affect our inner selves. So when she causes chaos and your calmness makes her seem less interested in you, don't question your discipline. Embrace it. Your ability to stay calm, not out of ego but out of strength, is what sets you apart from the others. At first, she might not get it and even fight it, but over time, she'll see that your energy isn't weak and that your calm isn't a mask, it's a foundation. If she's ready for a man who doesn't waver emotionally, she'll come closer. But if she's not, you'll still be able to walk away with your peace intact. This is because a man with emotional discipline doesn't have to force connection. He attracts it by being himself, no matter what other people think. Feel number 6. Too much, too soon. When things get heated up emotionally or physically quickly, some women pull away to catch their breath. It's not rejection, it's regulation. She may need time to think about what just happened. The connection may feel intense, the emotions may be moving too quickly, and the closeness may be strange. Even if everything was going well, she might suddenly pull away, not to punish you, but to catch her breath. You see, not everyone is wired to move quickly through intimacy. Some people still have scars from the past, while others are still learning how to feel safe when things get real. And when things get real and people are vulnerable, it can bring up fears they didn't even know they had. Stoicism teaches you to be patient and present. You don't try to fix things, demand answers, or become unstable because she needs a break. Instead, you stay calm, let the space breathe, and let her feel her feelings without trying to control what will happen. Slow down and do it right. You're not here for a quick emotional high. That kind of intensity goes away as quickly as it comes on. You're here for something deeper, a connection with roots that you earn, not rush. A connection where trust grows slowly, not under pressure, but with presence. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, time is a sort of river of passing events. You don't fight the current, you learn to move with it. And in relationships, that means allowing things to unfold without force, giving space without fear, holding your ground without needing constant reassurance. If she's meant to walk with you, she will come back not because you chased, but because your stillness gave her the safety to return. And that's how you build something lasting, not through intensity, but through consistency, patience, and quiet strength. Before we move on, take a moment to really sit with this idea. Not every pause is a problem, and not every retreat means rejection. Sometimes space is simply space, a moment for her to breathe, to reflect, to feel safe again. The way you respond to that space speaks volumes about the kind of man you are becoming. So ask yourself, can you stay centered when things slow down? Can you be patient without panicking? This is the real test. And if you've experienced a moment like this in your own journey, where things felt intense and then suddenly quiet, share your thoughts in the comments. How did you respond? What did you learn? Let's keep this conversation honest and grounded. Your reflection might be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. Fear of losing power is number 7, not wanting to lose control. When a woman starts to feel emotionally swept away by you, she realizes that you've touched something deep inside her that she can't easily explain or hold back. Fear can set in, and it's not always fear of you. It can be fear of the feelings themselves, fear of losing control. That's why she steps away, not to hurt you, but to get her balance back. It's in that moment that many men make the mistake of trying to pull her back in. They text, more call, more question, everything they try to manage her emotional reaction. But here's the truth that Stoicism offers us. You don't need to control her reaction. You only need to master your own. That's the Stoic superpower, inner control over external chaos. When everything outside feels shaky, the Stoic man remains still, not passive, not indifferent, but centered. He knows that the only domain truly under his power is his own mind, his own behavior, his own energy. So instead of reacting with fear, he responds with clarity. Love will test you. It will stir your emotions. It will present moments when someone you care about suddenly pulls away, and you're left with silence, uncertainty, or space that feels too big. But instead of filling that space with desperation, the Stoic man fills it with presence. He lets her go without collapsing. He doesn't force closeness. He stays grounded because he understands that anything built on control or fear will never last. And in that stillness, something beautiful happens. She sees that your love isn't possessive, that your presence isn't dependent, that you can care deeply without needing to cling. That kind of energy is rare. That kind of man is rare. So when love starts to feel like a threat to her and she pulls back, don't see it as the end, see it as a mirror. And in that mirror reflect strength, not by chasing, but by mastering yourself. That's where real attraction lives. That's where trust is built, and that's where you become not just someone she desires, but someone she can respect. Number 8, lack of no secret at all, mystery. There's no spark left to chase if she thinks she already knows everything about you. This is something many men don't realize at first. Unknowns are exciting, and people are naturally interested in them. It's the thrill of slowly learning more about who you are when she feels there's more to you than meets the eye. She becomes more interested and fascinated, and she starts to wonder about your feelings, thoughts, plans, and battles. She imagines the many layers she has yet to uncover, and that mystery is what draws her to you. But if you reveal all of your feelings, thoughts, and plans too soon, she will lose interest. Your cuts, it can feel like there's nothing left to find to her, like reading a book where the ending is revealed before the journey even starts. You might think you're being emotionally available, maybe even good. There is no tension, and tension is important because it's what keeps her coming back, interested and curious. Knowing too much about something takes away its wonder, and without mystery, there is no attraction. Without air, it's like a fire that goes out before it can really grow. This doesn't mean you have to play games or act distant. It's not about making fake distance or pretending to be someone you're not. It means you have to value your depth and know that not everyone has the right to see every part of you. The Stoic man is open but not transparent to a fault. He shares on purpose, not out of emotion or a desire to be understood by everyone. He knows the importance of letting a woman earn access to his world, layer by layer, and that slow reveal is what keeps her leaning in. It's the gradual unfolding of your character, your beliefs, and your experiences. She has to really try to understand you before she can reveal anything. Your silence isn't withholding, it's refined. It shows restraint. It shows you don't feel the need to fill every silence with words or explain every thought you have. That confidence in your own stillness is rare and unforgettable. It sends a message that you are happy with yourself and your worth isn't based on constant validation or approval. It's a rare quality in a world obsessed with oversharing, where people too often mistake vulnerability for emotional dumping. Mark Antony wrote, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That is, let your actions, your energy, your direction, your focus, and your discipline speak louder than your words. Your presence should show what you stand for before your words ever do. And when you do speak, let your words be few but strong, measured, intentional words that carry weight, because they aren't said carelessly or without thought. When women fall in love, it's not with a man they can figure out in the first few weeks. They fall in love with a man who keeps surprising them, not with tricks, but with layers of emotional depth and consistency that doesn't need approval. So don't exaggerate or share too much. It's not manipulation to make her want to learn more about you. It's attraction. And a Stoic man knows that if she's truly interested in you, she'll stay interested, not because you gave her everything, but because you didn't have to. Her own battles. Sometimes it's not about you and her own battles. It's hard to take when things were going well, when the connection felt strong, and when the chemistry was real, and all of a sudden, she pulls away. You're left wondering what went wrong, replaying every word and moment to try to figure out what happened. But the truth is that she might be dealing with personal battles that have nothing to do with you. She hasn't worked through past relationships that left scars, a fear of intimacy that runs deeper than even she understands, and so she steps back, not to reject you, but to protect herself. This is where the mind can become your enemy if you're not careful, because when there's no closure, the imagination starts filling in the blanks. You begin building stories in your head. Maybe she lost interest, maybe you said something wrong, maybe you weren't good enough. But, as Seneca wisely said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Most of the pain we feel is self-inflicted, born from the stories we tell ourselves when we lack clarity. That's why it's essential to protect your peace. You don't chase clarity from someone who can't give it. You don't beg for answers from someone still figuring themselves out if she needs space. Let her take it. That's not weakness on your part, that's strength. That's the self-respect of a man who values his emotional stability more than someone else's indecision. The Stoic man doesn't break down when someone else pulls away, and he doesn't let someone else's silence take away his own calm. He knows that some things just are, so breathe, get back to your center, and focus on your purpose, discipline, and path. If she comes back, let it be because she chose to, not because you tried to pull her off her own path. Peace is power, and the man who holds on to it, no matter who stays or leaves, is the one who really stands out. Number 10. We're testing your energy. How much energy you have. She pulls away and watches, sometimes with words, and sometimes with silence and distance. Her energy changes just enough to make you notice and make no mistake. She's watching how you react. Will you beg? Will you crumble? Will you start chasing her approval? Will you start doubting your worth? Will you unravel at the thought of losing her? Or will you stay calm, patient, and unbothered? This is where many men fail, not because she left, but because they left themselves. They give up their frame, trade calm for chaos, and try to win her back with emotional desperation, thinking that intensity equals love. But the Stoic man doesn't panic when tested. He welcomes it, not out of pride, because he knows that every test shows him what's reactive in him and what's solid. It shows him where his peace is firm and where it still depends on someone else's presence. Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." So when she pulls away, he doesn't see it as a rejection. He sees it as knowledge and thinks about how to change without reacting. Let her pull away, and let her see a man whose worth doesn't depend on attention or proximity, a man who doesn't have to prove himself because he knows who he is. That kind of presence is rare. That kind of calm becomes unforgettable. And whether she comes back or not, you remain whole because your strength was never about keeping her. It was about keeping yourself. This is the moment where you get to ask yourself the hard question: do I base my worth on how she responds to me or how I respond to myself when she pulls away? It's not just about her, it's about what's being shown in you. These moments are powerful mirrors that show you where you stand. Have you ever felt yourself unravel when someone created space between you? How did you respond, and what did that reveal about you? Leave your thoughts in the comments or just type, "I choose calm over chaos." Let's make this a place where we can learn from each other and get stronger together, not by being in charge, but by staying calm. She could tell you had lost yourself. This one is tough, but it's true. If you made her the center of your world too soon, she might feel the pressure, and the not balanced, what started as romantic, can quickly feel suffocating. You didn't mean to do it, of course, you just wanted to show how much she meant to you. But when a woman feels like she's become your entire purpose, when she senses that your happiness, focus, and emotional state all hinge on her, it stops feeling like love and starts feeling like weight. No woman wants to carry the burden of your identity. She wants to walk beside you, not feel responsible for your sense of self. And the moment she feels that imbalance, that shift from sharing love to being your lifeline, her instincts will tell her to pull away, not because she doesn't care, but because it's too much, too soon, too heavy. This is where the Stoic man stands apart. He belongs to himself. First, his mission, his values, his sense of direction all remain intact. Whether he's in love or alone, he can love a woman deeply, openly, even fiercely, but he never hands over the keys to his peace. He doesn't abandon his path to orbit around someone else. He invites her in, but he doesn't collapse into her world. Like Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself, and that includes in love, because if your entire sense of worth depends on her being there, then you were never grounded in yourself. To begin with, give your heart, not your soul. Share your love, not your identity. Let her enhance your life, not become your whole life. That balance is what creates lasting connection. That's what makes her feel safe, not smothered, desired, not depended on. And when you live like that, you don't just attract a woman. You inspire her to stay because she sees that you're not looking to be completed. You're looking to share your completeness, and that is powerful. Thank you for joining me today as we explored why women might pull away. Just conclusion. When things start to feel great, it's important to remember that while these shifts can be confusing, they are also opportunities for growth and reflection. Using the wisdom of Stoicism, we've uncovered that emotional steadiness and self-respect are key in maintaining your sense of self, even in the unpredictable tides of relationships. If today's discussion resonated with you, I encourage you to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you experienced a similar situation? How did you deal with it? Your ideas not only help us all grow, but they also help us build a group of people who value real relationships and depth. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Also, watch the videos that are popping up right now for more ideas on relationships and how to stay grounded when you're going through tough times. We can reach more people and keep making material that makes a difference because of your participation. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep working on your inner power and clarity no matter what.